I just wanted to show some of my most nostalgic games. These are all the games that not all of them obviously, but a lot of the games that really, like, I have good memories with from when I was little. I didn't do like a top 5 or anything, 'cause I think there's just too many good ones. But there's quite a few games here, so I'll just go through them. I mean, some of them are kind of obvious, but one of the most nostalgic games for me is Pokemon Red. Kind of goes along with this other game, and Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. I asked for a Game Boy Color, like around when they first came out, and I got that, and I asked for Pokemon. I guess I didn't specify, I don't know. I ended up getting Puzzle Challenge, if you can see it. And, not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed because this isn't the one I wanted. I wanted the actual Pokemon game. But I still played it, and I really loved this game. I still love this game. It's a great puzzle game. By the way, I still need to beat this. But I ended up going back to the store later and getting Red, and my friend got Blue. He lived across the street from me. I remember him showing up at my door, like, I think it was still Christmas, and he was like, "Look, I got a Game Boy Color," and he asked for the see-through purple one, and I wanted teal, just because it was my two favorite colors mixed. It's also my birthstone, but anyways. But yeah, I think he got Donkey Kong on Game Boy Color, so he didn't get Pokemon either, so we're both kind of bummed, but we ended up getting Pokemon eventually. And we spent hours and hours and hours on this game. Like, this thing, like, consumed me when I was little. And, but this was also amazing too. But yeah, this propelled me to get this one when it came out. This one blew me away. Because I didn't have internet, so I never knew about the second set of gym leaders or anything. I was just playing. I spent hours and hours and hours in this game. I beat the main game, and then all of a sudden I could go back to Kanto, which is where this game is at, and there was 8 more gym leaders. We were like mind blown back then. That kind of stuff you don't really get to do or get to experience nowadays, just because of, you know, the internet and reviews and word of mouth and stuff. So yeah, very mind blown when I found out there was a second set of gym leaders. It was just amazing. I can't explain how happy I was when I found that out, because pretty much doubled your game right there. Here's my favorite game of all time. It is Ocarina of Time. I remember going into a game store. I think I've already told this story. I was just looking for a game, and I saw this sitting there. I had played like the old Zeldas on NES, but they didn't really like stick with me or anything. Like, I wasn't like a Zelda fan, and I had no idea what this was even about. Once again, no internet or anything, and I don't remember even seeing commercials for it. I was just like, I think I've heard of that, I'll try it. Mind blown once again. And it was amazing. I'm like at a loss for words. I did get stuck on one of the dungeons though, or I couldn't get into one of them or something, and so I had to wait until I ended up buying a strategy guide to get past it, because I didn't have internet. So yeah, but amazing game. And then, once again, I knew nothing about Majora's Mask. I just went to the game store, was looking around, saw this shiny gold holographic cartridge sitting there. It said Zelda on it. Another mind-blowing... You just don't get mind-blown like you used to when you were little. Like, not even little. You might have been mind-blown when you're older, but because of the internet and stuff, you don't get to just walk in and be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know there was another Zelda game. So after being addicted to this one and seeing this gold one sitting there, I was like on cloud 9. So I grabbed it. I was super excited. I got home, popped it in. Expansion pack required. But so I went and bought like a third-party expansion pack and ended up playing it. Great game, amazing. That game's kind of hard too, especially when you're little. This game is the best racing game of all time in my opinion, and that is Diddy Kong Racing. I will take this over any of the Mario Karts 10 out of 10 times. This was another, I didn't see any gameplay footage or anything. I just got it for Christmas and played it and fell in love with it. By the way, I don't have my original carts for hardly anything except for these two. These are the only 2 originals I have here. But anyways, yeah, very nostalgic game right there, Diddy Kong Racing. I guess staying with Pokemon, even though it's just Pokemon Snap. Didn't know very much about it, just it was Pokemon. Got very addicted to this game too, very underrated. I looked at some of the reviews, and they do not serve this game justice. This game is, if you have not played Pokemon Snap, please do. I really wish they'd do a remake of this, or a sequel or something, like on the 3DS, or maybe even the Wii U, use it as a camera, I don't know. That would be great, Pokemon Snap. I am by no means a wrestling fan at all. I used to be kind of into it, but not really. Nothing against people who are, it's just, I'm just not really into it. But this game right here, this game was amazing when I was younger. We would do like the tag team matches, my friend and I, and we would beat the crap out of some people. And I always liked to use the guys with like masks. Like I used like Rey Mysterio and Sting and all of them. And you could do like face gouging and like get their mask off, and it was like a big deal when you got their mask off. And I remember being able to grab like baseball bats and stuff. Like you would just reach into the crowd, and it's funny because you'd reach into the crowd, and if they didn't give anything, it'd be like, and the crowd would go, oh, and then when you did get something, he'd be like, yeah, and then he'd beat the crap out of somebody with it. But anyways, yeah, very fun game. I haven't played this in forever though. I used to play the crap out of this game though. I would do like a whole like world tour where you try to become champion, and it was pretty fun. Before COD existed, I was still into the first-person shooters, and Rage Wars being, this is not, if you never played Rage Wars, there's Turok 1, 2, and 3 on the N64, and they're all like, they have like campaigns, and I think you can still do multiplayer, but this is pure multiplayer. Like it's just a bunch of maps, and you just play against each other on them and stuff, do team deathmatch and stuff. So I played the crap out of this game. My friend and I, we would do us two against like a bunch of really hard bots, and this was a lot of fun back in the day. I had a lot more fun with this than I do COD nowadays. I still like COD, but this was the original COD for me. And then when I got a little bit older, like into the PS2 Gamecube era, my friend bought the game 13, and I didn't know what it was or anything, but he had it on Gamecube, and we did the same thing we did with Rage Wars, but on 13. We played against a bunch of hard bots, and I remember there's this level with, it's like a haunted prison, and so you can hear like ghosts like moaning in it and stuff, and it's like really dark and scary, and stuff moves around in it, and you're playing team deathmatch on that level. So like we're like hiding in the vents from the really hard bots, and we start hearing ghosts moaning and stuff. Like it's a really cool game. Like if you haven't tried this, try it. It also has a campaign, which is good, but it's like all comic book style. And when you use a it's kind of funny, when you use a grenade launcher, it'll say flump, like F-L-U-M-P. It'll be like flump, 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 flump. So when I'm playing COD, like, I'll say that I'm flumping people if I'm using the noob tube, and I call it a flump. That's what that's from. If you ever heard me say flump on a COD match with me, it's from this game. And the last three games here, Tekken 1, 2, and 3. Mostly Tekken 1. I didn't have 2 or 3 back in the day. 2 I borrowed from a friend, and I remember my other friend, his sister spilled water all over the manual and like pissed off the friend who owned the game. But anyways, and Tekken 3 I played in the arcade mostly. But Tekken 1, this game I played a lot of. My friend and I, we were so into it that we would go outside and pretend to be like the Tekken characters, and we put our own stories behind it. And when we found out there was like a Tekken movie, the cartoon, we watched it like 20 million times. But my favorite character was King. I really liked cheetahs, and he has like a cheetah head. It's probably more of a leopard, probably, but I was young, so I don't know. Yeah, he liked Kazuya. And if you don't know the Tekken lore, Kazuya is the last boss's son. And King was my favorite until Tekken 3. Tekken 3 is when I switched from King, because they made King like really huge and bulky and like a straight up like buffed up like wrestler, and I wasn't really into that anymore. I liked him slim and fast, and so I switched to Jin, which is now still my favorite character. He's Kazuya's son, so yeah, I would be King and he would be Kazuya, and we'd be outside because we lived out in the country. We just like get sticks and fake fight and act like we're beating people up. It was pretty fun. But anyways, that is the end of this, and I'm going to make a pickups video here soon too, so if I'm wearing the same shirt in that video, which I probably will be because I don't feel like changing, that's why. It's not because I'm a dirty, nasty piece of crap. But anyways, I will see everyone later, and bye.